organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, yes or no, talks to renovate the Johnson County Courthouse start up again.
And see how one student organization's goal is to create laughs.
And in sports, we'll take a closer look at the 9-4 field hockey team headed to the East Lansing, Michigan this weekend.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Nago.
And I'm Hannah Thompson.
New details were released today concerning the second Texas hospital worker to contract Ebola. Amber Vincent flew on a Frontier Airlines plane shortly before she started to show symptoms of Ebola. The 29-year-old Presbyterian hospital worker flew from Cleveland, Ohio to Texas on flight 1143. That flight had 132 passengers on board. Vincent worked with Thomas Duncan, who was the first U.S. patient to die from Ebola. Vincent's being transferred from Texas to Emory Hospital in Atlanta. The CDC said today she shouldn't have traveled in the air and are asking passengers who were on the flight with Vincent to contact them.
Yesterday, we told you about a potential tuition increase for UI's residents students. The Board of Regents will decide on increasing the tuition price by 1.74% at their meeting in Iowa City next Thursday. This proposal means a tuition freeze may be out of the question. We reached out to President of Hawkeye Caucus, Joelle Brown, to see what she thought about the possible increase. In a statement, she said, "Ultimately, we'd love to see another tuition freeze, but understand that it's nearly impossible due to inflation and other costs. The rising cost of college is the number one issue facing our university students, and we are pleased to see the UI is doing a lot to help students combat the cost." Hawkeye Caucus helped to secure tuition freezes for in-state students the past 2 years.
The UI held a dedication ceremony today for the Papa John Biomedical Discovery Building. The $126 million building will be home to 6 centers and programs researching biology and diseases. UI President Sally Mason and donors John and Mary Papa John attended the ceremony. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held, followed by public tours of the building.
Yesterday, a big name for change in India came to Little Iowa City. Ravi Kuchimanchi, founder of the Association for India's Development, spoke to students and community members about ways they're improving life for villagers in India. Katie Stites has the story.
Kuchimanchi started the organization when he was a PhD student at the University of Maryland because he saw a need for Indians in America to use their skills to make a difference at home.
We didn't have any active ways of being involved. And I saw that as a natural next step that the Indian immigrant community in the U.S. should do.
The nonprofit group has around 100 initiatives in India. Kuchimanchi spoke on some of the issues they tackle, such as the need for more democracy in villages, sustainable development, and human rights. AID has about 1,000 volunteers at chapters in the U.S., Australia, India, and the UK. The organization also focuses on health, agriculture, and education in India. Reporting from the Iowa Memorial Union, I'm Katie Stites, Daily Iowan TV.
The University of Iowa has its own AID chapter where students can hear speakers and volunteer.
Johnson County is trying again to get enough votes to renovate the current Johnson County Courthouse. Officials tried 2 times before in the past, once in 2012 and then again in 2013. The design for the building has been scaled back drastically from the original plan for the upcoming vote. Even with these changes, protesters of the project gathered last night. The panel was hosted by a group known as Free Johnson County. The group wanted to express their fears and concerns of the new building and the current justice system in Johnson County.
This courthouse has been labeled as a future jail connection, and it's just really, really inappropriate that voters would defeat something 2 times in a row within 6 months, and then it's brought up again. And you know, they're definitely going for a divide and conquer tactic here.
It looks like the Iowa U.S. Senate race will remain close up until Election Day. In a Quinnipiac University poll released today, Republican Joni Ernst leads Democrat Bruce Braley 47% to 45%. But the poll showed a change in how independent voters are leaning, backing Braley 48% to 43%. The lead Ernst had in September has been cut in half as independent voters move towards Braley.
State-issue registration cards could allow people to possess cannabis oil for treating epilepsy. On Tuesday, the state passed rules on the new cards that would allow limited access to medical marijuana. The rules go into effect January 30th, and the state is working on when patients will be issued the cards. Epilepsy patients in Iowa have trouble receiving medical marijuana because of legal issues and limited availability.
And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, meet one student org that's bringing laughs and smiles to students' faces.
And coming up in sports, the Iowa women's soccer team looks to get back on track as they return home. But Hannah, I brought my umbrella to campus today, but definitely didn't need it.
Oh, I know. I was really getting sick of the rain, and today was a beautiful day. We're going to toss it over to Daily Iowan TV's Abby Meyer, who's standing by in the weather studio. Abby, is the rain coming back anytime soon?
Well, guys, I don't think the rain will be sticking around too long. It will be mostly sunny and pleasant day on Thursday. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s, and tomorrow will most likely be the warmest day for the next week's forecast. Tomorrow morning will start off around the mid-40s and will reach a high of 69 degrees by mid-afternoon. Thursday night will cool off in the high 40s. Moving into the weekend, temperatures will cool down a bit. Friday will be partly cloudy with most of the day, with temperatures sticking around the upper 50s. The sun should come back out for most of the day Saturday, but will be a bit chilly with temperatures in the mid-50s. As next week begins, we have a small chance of rain on Sunday, but the forecast looks mostly clear into the beginning of next week. Temperatures will stay at a comfortable level between the mid to lower 60s. The forecast ahead looks like it will be a perfect week to get outside and enjoy the fall weather. Thanks, guys. Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Abby. And stocks on Wall Street today dropped to record lows. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped to 460 points before ending at 173 points. Today marks the fifth day that the Dow is down in losses. Fears surrounding Ebola and slow economic growth have contributed to the plunge. Many investors are keeping a close eye on whether to purchase insurance policies.
HBO announced today it will start a standalone online service in 2015. People will now be able to stream HBO shows without a cable or satellite subscription. HBO says they felt they haven't received a large enough portion of cable's paid television subscriptions and have been facing competition from Netflix and other streaming sites.
Eyeglasses that can snap photos, text, and tweet sound like they can be pretty distracting. But how about addictive? A new study focuses on a man who is being treated for Google Glass addiction. Doctors say the man was using the Google Glass for 18 hours a day for 2 months until he checked into a recovery program. Google Glass are glasses that allow users to search online, send messages, and more through voice controls.
Toyota recalled about 1.7 million vehicles around the world today. The company discovered a problem with some of their cars' fuel systems. This discovery comes years after complaints from customers. The problem could cause fuel leaks and potential fires. Toyota says they are not aware of any incidents where this has occurred.
Student organization gives students the opportunity to gain leadership, make memories, and meet new people. But a new student organization on campus is aiming to do all of this while also providing a good laugh. Daily Iowan TV, Nick Fisher has the Spotlight story.
Iowa City has always been known for having a rich tradition in performing arts. Prior to October 2013, the University of Iowa possessed 2 improv troupes, the Paperback Rhinos and the Janice Ian Experience. But now a third troupe is making its presence known.
My co-founder we were walking home from the Paperback Rhino audition then, and she was the one who contacted me initially, said, hey, we should form this if we don't get in. And then so we didn't get in, and she contacted me, and I was like, okay, yeah, you're serious, we should do this.
For Jeff Lehman, it was a no-brainer to bring together the Great White Narcs. Shortly after its inception, UI senior Eric Moore, a friend of Jeff's, was asked if he would be interested in helping form the group. And from there, the Great White Narcs took off.
We're like, let's start our own improv team. So we held our own auditions and kind of formed a group, and we've been performing and practicing since then.
The group held auditions earlier this semester and brought on 4 new members. The team, which now consists of a group of 12, ranging from freshmen to seniors, gets together twice a week in Van Allen Hall for practice. The team also puts on performances, usually once a month, around Iowa City and at festivals. The Great White Narcs' next show is on Halloween night at the Robert E. Lee Rec Center in downtown Iowa City. Reporting from Van Allen Hall, Nick Fisher, Daily Iowan TV.
And plenty of Hawkeye sports on the road this weekend. And to fill us in on everything black and gold,
We'll toss things over to Taylor Mathis and Austin Luce standing by in the sports studio. Guys.
Welcome inside the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. I'm Taylor Mathis.
And I'm Austin Luce. The Hawkeye men's and women's cross-country teams continue to impress as the men's team jumped up to 9th in the Midwest Regional rankings. Leading the way all season for the men has been senior Kevin Lewis, while the women have featured a different leader at each meet. Sophomore Carolyn Newhouse led the women's charge their last time out at Notre Dame.
That's right, Austin, and the team will travel to Terre Haute, Indiana this weekend for the pre-national invitational. But coming up for the Hawks are the 2014 Big Ten Championships that will be hosted here in Iowa City early in November.
And in other sports this weekend, the Iowa field hockey team is back on the road. Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Taylor Bartz has more on the upcoming matchup. Taylor?
After 6 straight games played at Grant Field, the 15th ranked Hawkeyes will be taking their talents on the road this weekend for a Big Ten matchup against the Michigan State Spartans. The now 9-4 Hawkeyes are coming off a win against Miami, Ohio, but Coach Lisa Salusi says this road game will be a true test for the team.
This next weekend is huge. I mean, it's going to determine how we end up in the Big Ten standings. Really, we have to get 2 wins on the road. We're excited to go on the road because I think we'll have them a little bit more focused. We have them to ourselves. And just, we've been here in Iowa City. It's been great, but we're excited to get out of here and have a change of scenery.
One area Salusi says the girls will be looking to improve before facing the Spartans is their defense.
What's hurting us right now is our individual defense, and they've acknowledged it, and we just have to have some discipline behind it.
The Hawkeyes may have the edge going into this weekend's matchup, posting a 48-13 all-time record against Michigan State. However, the last time these two teams met at the Big Ten championship game, the Hawks fell to the Spartans 3-2. And the girls couldn't stress enough how important this weekend will be.
It's super important just because of where we stand in the Big Ten, where we stand nationally in our region. We need these wins. That's all you can say.
Taylor Bartz, Daily Iowan TV, Sports.
It's been a long week and a half for the Iowa women's soccer team as they have been on the road for the past 3 games. The final stretch of the season approaches the Big Ten matchups. The Iowa Hawkeyes spend this weekend at home celebrating their seniors. Taylor Brooks has the story.
Every Big Ten team faces a challenge when it comes to road games. For the Iowa women's soccer team, their last 3 matches have been away. But Friday the 17th and Sunday the 19th, the team is ready to be on their home turf again, celebrating their seniors.
Excited for our team and I'm to be back and get a Friday night game. I don't remember the last time we've had one of those, and I'm excited for our seniors to celebrate their last weekend here.
Not only will it be the last weekend for this 2014 team here in Iowa City, it will be a test for them as the Big Ten play is winding down.
Everyone can beat everyone in the Big Ten. So we need to come out really hard at home and try to get a win.
The Hawks have proven to fight to the finish as they have had 9 shutouts this season, but they aren't finished yet.
We got to take every game at a time. Indiana, Purdue, they're all really good teams, so we got to go in there knowing that they're going to compete and we're going to compete too, and we got to take it one game at a time.
This season has brought ups and downs, but there has always been one goal in mind.
Our big thing is we need to get in the Big Ten tournament. That's the biggest thing. We can't get in the NCAA tournament until we get into the Big Ten tournament. And so to do that, we need at least 2 more wins. And we feel good about where we're at going at home now.
No one game is going to be easy for the Lady Hawks, but their mindset about the end of the season and this last weekend at home is a great one.
I know that those kids are going to be coming out hard to play against us, and I think we're ready to go.
Taylor Brooks, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
And that'll wrap things up for us here in the sports studio. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the program of the pregame edition of Daily Iowan TV.
That's right, Taylor. Tomorrow we'll take a look inside the numbers at how the Iowa football squad compares to Maryland, one of the newest additions to the Big Ten Conference.
And we'll bring you an exclusive interview with a player on his way to becoming Iowa's all-time leader in receptions.
But for now, Michelle, Hannah, back to you guys at the desk.
Make sure to grab a copy of the Daily Iowan tomorrow. In headlines, find out why the UI is seeing an increase in applicants.
And get an inside look at a local small homes goods store, the Design Ranch.
That's all the news in tonight's edition of Daily Iowan TV. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at the same time for the latest breaking news.
And check us out anytime online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.